Hey man, how's it going?
Hey man, not bad, you?
Not bad. I started this up as like a little promotional thing for my birthday, and you're one person that I've collabed with that is out of the country, and so I figured this would be perfect. I
Yeah, why not? Happy birthday, by the way.
appreciate it. So, you have a unique style of music as to the fact where when we first collabed, like I heard it and I was like, wow, UK or not, like you're you're gonna blow up around where I am. And a lot of people, I've gotten a lot of positive reviews about the music that we've collabed on.
Yeah, so the the inspiration I had in my early years was always American hip hop
Right.
and some of the early subgenres. Um, I never really listened to grime or UK drill when I
Really.
first started out. So, I was listening to things like D12, Eminem,
Mhm.
Cypress Hill, all the old school 90s to 2000s. Um, and that's where I kind of started from. And over the years, I've heard more and more music. And in my most recent projects, I'm starting to branch out into UK rap.
Mhm.
I've got a project on at the moment with a UK rapper called Tage. That's going to be pretty cool. But yeah, like my style is, I always feel like I sound more American than I do British in my music. Um, so yeah, you can definitely see where the inspiration has come from.
Well, I think that being a part of like where you're at, like or me, for example, like our dialect, our accents, like that expresses where we're from, where what kind of culture that we're in, and like what kind of experiences that we've gone through.
Yeah,
And so, like, as far as like one thing, I'm gonna go a little bit off topic here. Last year, I tagged you in a post about Thanksgiving, and then to my surprise, like, and I learned this back in school, but I didn't remember it. Y'all actually don't have Thanksgiving.
no, we don't. We have the only thing in November we have is November 5th, Guy Fawkes Day, also known as Bonfire Night,
Mm,
um, which celebrates the capture of Guy Fawkes, who was a man. I don't remember how long ago. It's a long time since they did history. But he tried to blow up Parliament with a bunch of gunpowder in the basement. Um, so that's kind of our Thanksgiving. We don't really have a meal for it. We just kind of set off fireworks and
right.
we just burn shit.
That sounds awesome, though. I bet y'all have great stories about those nights.
I mean, I've never really done much with it myself. My family never really partook in any of the celebrations, and
Right.
definitely in my adult life, I haven't really bothered. But yeah, it's something we have, but something that doesn't really affect me or hasn't affected me in the past.
Right.
So, unlike Thanksgiving, which is quite a big deal in the US. Um,
So, man, with your music that you've been working on, you sent me a couple tracks. By the way, I love what I'm hearing. The What's Poppin' remix that you sent me, great. And the other track that we were
appreciate it.
working on I can't remember the name. I don't know if you had a name for it actually.
I, I don't think we titled it yet. We were waiting until we finished it
Mm,
to come up with a title. Um, I am figuring out what direction I want to take with that.
mm.
Whether I want to finish it myself or grab another artist or whatever. Um, I'm low key waiting to see if you do come up with anything before I finalize it.
Did I ever send you my
Um,
second verse? I don't remember if I
yeah,
did or not.
you sent me the verse after my first. I did
Mm,
the third, and we were just looking at the fourth.
gotcha.
Um,
So,
because we didn't have a hook or anything. We were
mm,
just going start to finish.
I've
Actually,
actually I have another verse, but the only thing that I don't have is like when it transitions into that rock kind of style, and that's what I got stuck on for the longest time. So I actually do have another verse, and I think I might have it recorded. I'll have to check on that. But I didn't remember if I sent it to you or not.
No, you didn't. I mean, if you do still want to look at releasing that portion, you can send it over to me, and I can see if I can put a filler in there or something, and
Most
get
definitely.
that track out a bit sooner.
Yeah, so I do apologize about the wait on that.
That's cool.
It was
It's
a
been
long
a hell
time
of a
ago.
year.
Yeah, and I got sidetracked, and then we haven't been communicating like we used to when we first met. We were like all the time talking, and
Yeah, I mean, I've had writer's block a bit, not gonna lie. Like, I had an album planned for release. I posted it on my Instagram. It was H110 2020. And it's just, I haven't had the time or willpower to actually put down some time to write some stuff. You know, I can't, I'm not good at producing music. I don't have any of the equipment or anything.
right.
So, you know, and being underground, having a regular job, I don't really have funds to purchase beats. So, you know, I'm still working non-profit most of the time. So, you know, the desire to work towards those tracks and finish the album on non-profit, on top of the 2 previous EPs I've released, which I'm not gonna lie, have been subpar quality. Because back in the day, I didn't even have, like, now I've got this thing. I've got a proper studio mic, I've got pop filters, I've got proper mixing software.
Right.
I didn't have any of that back in the day. I was just mixing on Audacity with a little headset mic.
Right.
You know,
I've been there.
And that was back on, what was the album called? Like, my first track, Wolf is the Word, I think. It was before I changed my name to Havoc. I used to call myself Little Wolf.
Oh, really?
And,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, I had that name before, you know, the new kind of trap era came in, and everyone was Lil this, Lil that.
Yeah.
You know, it was just pretty much Lil Wayne. That was it.
Yeah, that's actually my favorite rapper. What's your opinion on him?
My opinion on Lil Wayne. Honestly, there are a few tracks of his that I really connect with. I think Mirror is one of his greatest tracks.
Oh, yeah.
Mirror with Bruno Mars. That's just a really emotional song. And then you got Drop the World?
Yeah, Drop the World with Eminem.
Yeah. Yeah, with Eminem on it. That is a hell of a track.
Oh, yeah.
You know, all the stuff he's done with Eminem has been great.
And
I do feel like, I don't know what's happened to him, but in his recent years, his music's taken a completely different turn to what it used to be.
So, like,
it's probably the lean or something. Something's fucked him up.
So, like, the thing when I go into Lil Wayne, I'm gonna try and make this short because I have a couple more things I want to ask you about. So he has like 2 different like kind of styles, main styles. So he has his like his what I call his album style, where he uses a whole bunch of auto-tune, you know, all that you hear on the radio. I'm not really a big fan of that. And then you have his mixtape style, where he's, you know, he's not planning on making any profit, so he can go all in, you know, just be completely himself. And I feel like that's something that happens with a lot of artists, is when you start making music that you're expected to get paid for, you're trying to put out work that is for the fans, or for the people, or for the audience, because I'm not even going to say fans, because you're trying to branch out and reach new people. So you got to figure out what they like. You know what I mean?
You can definitely see that with Eminem, for example. Like, look at his old stuff, you know, Eminem Show, and, you know, back in the Slim Shady era, it was just pure rage. And now, if you look at the last 2 albums, yeah, they've been good, they've been aggressive. But the one before, I even forget the name. It was such a flop.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I think it's called Revival or something like that.
Yeah, Revival. I've actually got the album, but Revival, I think, was where he started to try and branch out to that trap genre. And
I actually liked a couple songs off of it.
I liked a couple songs. I mean, River with Ed.
Ed Sheeran, what an amazing artist, by the way.
Yeah, he is amazing. But for me, when artists that you're used to being a certain way try to branch out into different subgenres of their industry, it taints what they stand for a little bit.
Yeah, the originality of it.
A little bit.
What you come to love, in a sense.
Yeah, I mean, I still respect Eminem greatly. He's still one of my
biggest
inspirations.
A legend.
I'm pretty much sure that every white rapper at some point has taken Eminem for inspiration, started for the white rap community.
You know, that's actually kind of funny. I started out hating Eminem. I know a lot of people are going to be like, what? But the reason behind it was, like I said before, Lil Wayne was my favorite all-time rapper, hands down. And that's just because of the experiences I've had with his music and a lot of songs that a lot of people don't know about. Well,
I can see that in your music, actually. Like some of your tracks are very Lil Wayne-esque. The one you did recently, the one with Twisted Insane on it. I can definitely see a little bit of Lil Wayne in that.
Oh, wow. Thanks. That's a compliment. But the reason behind, like, my issue with Eminem growing up was every Lil Wayne song that I came across on YouTube, always the comments were flooded with Eminem is so much better and Eminem would destroy Lil Wayne and, you know, all this. And I was like songs that they weren't even on together. Like Mirror. You could go look in the comments of Mirror back in like 2014 and it's all flooded with Eminem, you know. And it's like, what's the point of this? Like, what's the point of doing that? You're comparing apples to apples. Or, excuse me, apples to oranges. They're two totally different artists.
Yeah, 100%. Like, and you do still hear a lot about Eminem. Everything Eminem this, Eminem there.
Mm-hmm.
And
I was annoyed with it, but I've gotten better about it.
People do forget that some of these rappers that they're pitching against Eminem, for example, they also took inspiration from him.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them were built by him. Look at Yellow Wolf.
Exactly.
Like, before Eminem, Yellow Wolf was just some Alabama country rapper.
Mm-hmm.
No one really knew who he was, aside from the locals, and, you know, he didn't really make the UK scene. I think I found out about Yellow Wolf. I was just on SoundCloud browsing around, and I found Trunk Music. And, you know, that was also when I found Tech 9.
Yeah.
Because he was on Worldwide Choppers with Tech 9.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, that's when I started to see, like, these underground rappers, and I heard that he got picked up by Eminem. And then he released Best Friend.
Yeah.
And, you know, so you can't really compare two rappers from the same hip-hop genre.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even when you compare 50 Cent to 6ix9ine.
Right. Like,
two
completely
different genres.
Exactly.
Some people like 6ix9ine, some people like 50 Cent, some people like both.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't rate 6ix9ine personally. But at the same time, yes, some rappers are more articulate and better with their music, but it's a different audience.
Right. Now to kind of like switch topics on you. One thing, and I hate like trying to put you on the spot or like try to stereotype you or just out of just personal interests. And I think that my fans will probably enjoy this interview for what they may learn. The different accents like between you and me. What are some weird words that you hear like me say or just any American, for example?
Well, I think it's the age-old debate again, this is a stereotype. Americans butchering the English language. I don't think that's the case. It's a different dialect.
Right.
It's like in England, you have different dialect. You have Welsh, you have Scottish, Irish, Cockney. you know, American is just another form of that. You got so many different states and regions that have different accents, so
Right.
you can't really compare Alabama and New York,
Right.
because you know, totally different ways of speaking. So I try to stay open
Mm.
to any forms of dialect and learn as much as I can from it, because if I can take those different dialects and put it into my own music and combine them,
Increases your audience.
increases my audience, increases my vocabulary, and
Like,
makes
of
me
course.
more articulate
Mhm.
in what I can do. So I don't think anything that you've said in any of your music has been strange to me, because I've listened to American stuff pretty much my whole life. It's only
Right.
in the last 3 to 4 years I've been listening to, you know, Stormzy and AJ Tracy, people like that, who are all big UK scene artists. So yeah, nothing really is strange to me at the moment.
All right.
It might be new,
Yeah.
but I don't see it as strange or different.
Let me ask you a question. What do you call a can of Coca-Cola?
Depends. Like, we don't say the full thing. Like Coca-Cola, we just say can of Coke. You know,
Do you
it's
say-
just, shortened a bit just to make it quicker? Like if you're at a restaurant or something and you have your meal, you just, can I have a can of Coke with that, please?
Would you one thing that like South and Southern and Northern America, we have this thing where it's either soda or pop.
Pop we do use in the UK. That's more of that's quite a Welsh thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we don't use soda so much. We have, you probably have it in America as well, cream soda.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only thing that we call soda. It's
Really?
cream soda.
Wow.
Or you know, even things like tonic water, stuff like that. It's
Mhm.
just, you know, it's not soda to us. It's soft drinks.
Right.
Is what we call it. We call them soft drinks. I don't understand why, because they're not very soft. You open the can, it's
Crispy.
yeah.
Another thing is like when you hear see, I'm from Southern America. I live in Texas. And so I've developed a very heavy Southern accent. So when you hear me say like y'all or ain't, is that something like...
Ain't is quite frequently used in the UK. If you watch, do you know the comedian Sacha Baron Cohen recently did Borat?
Yeah, yeah. I saw
Yeah,
that.
he did a character called Ali G, many years ago, and that is pretty much your stereotypical. We call them chavs in the UK. It's like working class, lower class.
Oh, okay.
With attitude, kind of thing.
It's kind of like our
So-
white collar, blue collar.
Yeah, kind of. So, I think the easiest way to put it. Are you familiar with like Russian Slavs?
Sort
Like
of.
tracksuits and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the chav in the UK is kind of like the Russian Slav.
Okay.
Just tracksuits, speaking like a. There's so many different things you can call them. You can call them roadman as well. Like roadman is another term. Although roadman and chav can be two different things, it's just the perception at which the person perceives them at. So a chav to me might be a roadman to someone from South London.
Right.
But yeah, so ain't is more frequently used by like the more like London area or abbreviations of isn't. I use ain't quite a bit in my music.
Right.
It just fits better.
Yeah.
It isn't.
Yeah, I know. I totally agree.
If you speak in proper English in hip hop, it just sounds weird.
Yeah, no.
It really does.
I got you.
There's a guy going around on TikTok at the moment that does like proper BBC English.
Oh, gosh.
And it's all like upper class.
Oh, wow. Super
It's
sophisticated.
brilliant. I can't remember his name off the top of my think it's.
You'll have to send me that. Whenever you find it, you gotta send me that.
I'll send it to you. But I don't remember him off the top of my head. Unknown P, I think his name is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just. It's not a genre you could ever make it big on. It's comedy.
Yeah, right. A little parody rap type of thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, I think I'm gonna wrap it up. I don't know how long we've gone, but I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up so it doesn't take up too much space on my phone. It was great. This was a great conversation. It was good to hear from you. Any final notes you want to say?
Off the top of my head, just to your fans, maybe just keep an eye out for that track we're working on. It might drop soon.
Yeah.
And it's been a pleasure working with you and BST Records. To be fair, it's good to branch out.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, thank you for your time. Stay safe, and I'll keep in contact with you. All right, man. Have a good one.